Today starts out with a little trail humor, I suppose. If the trail does provide, the trail also takes away. Yesterday, I talked about ruminating on negative thoughts in my head and have lots of practices to overcome that. And when those practices don't work, I have tools. And one of the tools I used yesterday was listening to my teachers, listening to an audiobook, and directing my attention towards something else. And so what happened? Last night, somehow, the trail took my headphones. Yeah, I know. How did that happen? I'm usually very routine-like when I get to camp. And I know I had them when I got there. And my throat's really dry. Anyway, and they're gone. Yeah, they're gone. I looked everywhere. I unpacked everything. I retraced all my steps. I only really went within a 5-foot circumference, diameter, whatever the correct word is, this morning or last night at my campsite. And yet they're nowhere to be found. I don't know. How does something like that disappear? Maybe they got flung somewhere, maybe an animal, I don't know. Or maybe spontaneous combustion, because it makes me sit with myself. And now I have more negative thoughts, right? I should have, would have, could have put them in a spot to keep them safe, and I didn't. And so I get to choose if that's the thought that's going to go through my head this morning, or I can choose another thought without the use of my headphones. Here we go. Just found this little pouch with this little thing. Nitroglyceride tablets. So I looked up nitroglycerin tablets, and looks like they're for a heart condition, but I'm assuming they can also be used recreationally. I don't know. I left them in the middle of the trail in case somebody dropped them and wants to come back to try to find them. Don't know what else to do with them. There are a couple of milestones, or I guess they're milestones. One is 1,000 miles. Can you believe it? I'm gonna hit the 1,000-mile marker today. The other is that I'm going to enter the AT roller coaster, which is a series of what is referred to as PUDs, pointless ups and downs. Not exactly excited, but it will be nice to have that behind me. So I'll enter today and exit tomorrow. Another thing that I will hit today, I think, maybe tomorrow, is the southern terminus of the 4-state challenge. So that's when hikers try to complete, or at least touch their toe in 4 states. And I don't know if it's 24 hours, 48 hours, something like that. I forget how many miles it is. I thought about it actually these last couple of days because I've been feeling good, and it would be a way for me to catch up miles and do something fun. And as you know, I'm not into major challenges or checking off bucket lists or anything like that. But I do occasionally like to test myself physically, so thought about it. But over these next few days, I have these wonderful opportunities to meet up with some friends, and I'm picking friends. Lots and lots of rocks this morning. And there are several what could potentially be stream crossings, but are more like mud crossings. Some have water, some just have mud. There's been a bunch of boardwalks today, and I appreciate them when it's swampy. They're in pretty good shape, a little bit wobbly here and there. Okay, here we go. Hiker warning. Entering the roller coaster. Have a great ride. I was told that a lot of the hills on the roller coaster are rocky. That was the first one. It's really pretty up here. This would be a great place to have camped. Found this little guy and I thought he was a worm, but I think it's a snake. It's not moving. The little snake wasn't moving, but did when I poked it with a stick. So it's alive. There may be a lot of snakes through here in the rocks. Have to pay attention. Another little, I don't know if you call it a stream crossing, but it's all on rocks. Lots of rocks. I don't need water just yet. There's another opportunity in 1.5 miles where I will fill up. Definitely appreciating the balance practice in yoga today on all of these rocks. I also think my dance background is helpful when it comes to navigating the rocks. Probably can't see them in the parking lot down there, but there was trail magic and it was fantastic. It was slaw dogs and pretzels and chips and fruit, Rice Krispie treats, and some sort of delicious cold brew raspberry coffee thing. Amazing. And the people were fantastic. I had so much fun. Probably spent an hour there. And it actually changed my plans. I want to hang out with these people more. So I am headed to Bear's Den. And I'll tell you all about it when I get there. Well, I don't think this is the 1,000-mile marker, but maybe it is. I have walked 1,000 miles from Springer, Georgia. Pretty amazing. Can't believe I passed the 1,000-mile marker, and it was pretty uneventful. I was feeling a bit emotional about it today, and yet when it was there, it felt like nothing. And I think maybe it's because it was not written with twigs or sticks or rocks. It was just a sign. I don't know. It just didn't feel like I thought it was going to feel. I do have some mixed emotions about the hostel tonight too. I had planned on 16 miles. And after a 20-mile day yesterday, I was feeling good about that. Even though there's lots of elevation gain and loss today with the roller coaster. And this will cut it back to just shy of 14 miles, which is great, especially with the elevation. But I was hoping to catch up miles. Now, that being said, I know a lot of hikers are headed there today. There were a bunch at the Trail Magic, and I know a couple from the hostel a few days ago. And so community is really what I'm looking for. And there was a thru-hiker, past year thru-hiker that will be there, and a trail angel that's been doing this for 20 years. And that's what I want. I want to hear the stories. I want to connect with those people. And so I'm not worried about the miles. Well, I am, but I'm trying to refocus and turn my attention towards the people and the connections and be okay with being done at 3 o'clock today and just hanging out. Now I do have to decide whether to camp or grab a bunk. It is gonna rain and I don't like carrying wet gear, but right now it's beautiful and it's always less expensive to camp, but I've never actually camped at a hostel either. It seems kind of odd to me. when I can camp outside wherever I want. Decisions. This crossing might be a little tricky. Yikes. The roller coaster has definitely been tough. There's a lot of really great campsites up here. And there's been a ton of water on trail too. If I weren't pushing through, then this would have been good to have all these options for camp. My heart's beating fast. Have a couple miles left to go. And I hope I beat the rain. Well, I just took a fall. I've been really enjoying the rock hopping today. In fact, I was just thinking about how much I like it. And how even though the trail took my headphones, at least it gave me rocks. So I could hop around and concentrate and all of that. But I just took a fall. Landed on my knee, my hand. It's working. And I even fell forward and landed on my head. But I'm touching my head and I don't feel any blood or anything like that. Just took a moment before I got up. I don't feel dizzy. My head hurts a little bit. And I did hear this big bam, but I think that was just my bear can hitting the rock. But yeah, landed all the way on my head. I'm gonna take it slowly for a little bit and just make sure I feel okay. I'm feeling okay. I've done a little sling here for my left hand. It's a little red on my wrist, but my fingers work just fine. And my head doesn't hurt at all, so that's good. I think my bear can threw me forward, but it also took the brunt of the impact, which is good. I think this is the last down that I have. And then one more up, and then I'll be there. And I'm glad that I cut my day short. Not only because I fell, or because I'll get to hang out with the other hikers, but this was for real. It's up and down. My knees are feeling a little bit on the down, and it's been tough. So soon I will call it a day. Okay, I basically made it. Less than 1/10 of a mile on this little side trail, and I'll be there. I think I'm gonna take a bunk, mainly because it'll keep my gear from getting wet. Yeah, mainly that reason. I am a little hesitant because I don't have headphones, so if I'm in a bunk room and somebody's snoring, I probably won't sleep. So I gotta take a look at the rooms and make my decision. There it is. It's a very cool building.